When I first got my Model 3 last May, I charged my phone using the lightning cable that came with the car. Last September, I bought an iPhone XR, which was my first Qi wireless charging cell phone. Then I installed two FastPad Qi wireless charging pads on my car's phone dock. I liked it due to its thin profile, and the two charge pads fit side by side perfectly in the Model 3. I used duct tape to attach them together, and then it rested on the factory phone dock. By the way, I modified my phone dock to match the dark wood dash vinyl last year. You can see here how it fits onto the phone dock. The phone dock lifts up so you have access to the USB ports and the storage area below. You can see I have an SSD attached to the right USB port and a splitter for the two chargers on the left USB port. Let's disassemble the old setup, unplug the USB cables, move the bottom of the phone dock bumper to the left to unlatch it. This allows you to access the USB wiring channels. Take out the FastPad charging pads and remove the USB cables from the phone dock. Also remove the rubber phone dock trim piece. These wireless chargers still work fine, so I'll just put them on a table in my house for use. Okay, now everything is out. Recently I noticed that there are new Qi chargers made specifically for the Model 3 were available on Amazon and eBay for really good prices. Opening the box, you will find two USB splitters and double-sided tape for attaching the unit to the phone dock, as well as instructions for installation. The splitters are handy since there's only two USB ports up front, and most people will likely be using them for a flash drive or other device for recording the dash cam and Sentry mode, and also for music. The splitters will allow you to use multiple devices that need charging and/or a data connection via USB. Taking the charger out from the protective bubble wrap, you will find a generic Qi charger, but it does have some nice features. The finish is a nice, soft, rubberized plastic that feels good to the touch. There's a divider that serves to separate two phones while they charge and keep them upright. The divider has a cut in it and also a divot to make it easier to remove the phone. There's a charging light triangle that points to which phone when it's charging. Here are the dimensions of the charger. As you can see, the charging pad itself is fairly thin. On the rear of the unit are the two USB cables that charge each side of the pad. Now I'm going to do the installation. Insert the two USB cables through the openings in the phone dock. It's hard to put this in one-handed, so let me put down my phone. Pull the cables all the way through so that the charging pad can lay flat on the charging dock. The device fits into the phone dock perfectly and looks pretty good. Here are the charging specs for this device. Input is DC 5 volt at 2 amps or 9 volts at 1.67 amps. Output is DC 5 volt at 1 amp or 9 volts at 1 amp. The efficiency is 70 to 82%. Each side is capable of 10 watt charging. A transmission distance of 0 to 3 millimeters will allow phones that have cases to charge. My phone is about 2 millimeters thick and works fine. Phones with pop sockets and metal cases will not work with wireless charging. Now plug in the splitter cable. You have some options for powering this keypad. There are 2 USB cables corresponding to each side of the charger. Then you connect them to a splitter and plug that into one of the USB ports under the dock. So basically they're sharing one USB port. For faster charging, you can use both splitters, one on each of the USB ports, to connect the keypad. Most people are using a flash drive or an SSD for dashcam and Sentry mode, so a splitter is needed. I personally use the right USB for an SSD, and I have a split of partitions of music and dashcam Sentry use. I use the left USB with the splitter for the keypad. I get anywhere from 250 to 300 milliamps charging. If I connect just one charger to the USB port without a splitter, I get around 350 to 400 milliamps charging. These rates are good enough for me. I'm also using my case, which actually slows things down a little too. If you want the fastest charging speeds, I recommend using a USB 3.0 adapter in the 12 volt power socket that's under the armrest door. You can then use a USB extension cable to reach and then route under the side trim piece. Do some quick charge speed tests, but for the most part it charges similar to my old FastPad Qi charger. Placing the phone in the charger will cause a light to shine indicating which side is charging. My phone is just shy of filling up the entire space on the left side. My phone in its case measures 156 millimeters or 6 1/8 inch tall by 81 millimeters or 3 3/16 inches wide. As the phones seem to get larger and larger, fitting them in this space may be an issue someday. The max phone size that's recommended is 6 3/8 inches or 162 millimeters tall by 3 1/4 inches or 83 millimeters wide. The phone dock cover closes well and doesn't have any clearance issues. Here are some views at night when using the charger. So far this charging pad is working very well. I like the look of it. The charging light is a nice addition that you can see at a glance that your phone is charging. And there are many Qi charging options available now, and I don't feel it's necessary to spend a whole lot of money on it. There's other units like the Nomad and other premium units that are very expensive. I bought mine for $21 and I've seen them on eBay anywhere from $21 to $28. I have also seen white versions in addition to the black edition that I have. You can find a link in the description. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.